Advance! Left! Turn! Sign! Over! Hey! Just! On the right line! Stand still! The front run! Right! Eyes! Front! In! Stand in! Yes! Stand!
Good morning, everyone. We will make a start at this time. Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, Member of Parliament, Mr. Ruxton Ben, our National Security Advisor, Captain Jerry Gafaya, Commissioner of Police Acting, Mr. Clifton Hicken, other heads of the Joint Services, Chief of Staff of the Guardian Defense Force and the Joint Services, Brigadier Godfrey West, Mr. Kevin Pilgrim, representing the Director of Prison, Chief Fire Officer, Chairman of the Fallen Heroes Foundation and its membership, members of the clergy, retired Commissioner of Police, Mr. Floyd McMahon, DSM, senior officers, other ranks, relatives, friends, families of our fallen heroes, members of the media, the police band MS, ranks and parade, our centuries, all good morning and welcome to the day's replayed ceremony. This event here today marked the 21st occasion that we are laying wreath in memory of those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice of dying in the line of duty to ensure that public security is maintained and preserved in our country. It is a significant occasion because had it not been for their sacrifices, we may not have been here standing, celebrating this occasion and remembering their sacrifice and contribution to the security landscape in Guyana. As part of the Force anniversary activity in the month of July, this year being the 183rd Force anniversary, it has now become a tradition for us to remember our fallen heroes by engaging in such an activity within our Force anniversary. This goes to show the significance of our fallen heroes, of how much we respect and thank them for their sacrifices in years gone by. Spanning the period 1913 2006. While we had deaths once and far apart in the early part of our history, the period 2002-2006 marked a significant escalation of deaths by our service members during that troubled period, or the crime wave as we know it. Their sacrifices to combat crime and violence in our country has caused our security landscape to return to a period of normalcy and peace that we now enjoy today. It is marked by a parade, a church service and prayer as part of the program, laying of wreaths at the foot of the monument to show our respect to those who have died in the line of duty, the 21-gun salute, 2 minutes of silence by all gathered here, last post, Reveille. All of these activities within today's program goes towards showing our appreciation and respect for those persons who have died and their names are listed on the face of the monument. In 2015, November, the administration of the force made a significant and bold step to establish the Ghana Police Force Fallen Heroes Foundation Incorporated. As I mentioned before, Mr. Masai heads that foundation, ably supported by other members of the clergy and business, some of who are present here today. Their purpose is focused on not only keeping the memories of these fallen heroes alive, but also significantly to support their dependents who remain among us here today. Many are sitting under these tents with us. In contribution to education, hampers, and other support that they may need throughout their lives is a task and responsibility of the Fallen Heroes Foundation. Why do we call the names listed and the persons who have died in line of duty heroes fallen heroes? It is someone who has sacrificed the ultimate by giving his or her life in the course and service of others. They fall squarely within this definition. Reveille, it's an old military tradition adopted into our organization, being a paramilitary ourselves, which is played at the beginning of the day to alert the sentries and also to challenge the enemy that they are on watch. Now, it is played after the silence, 2 minutes of silence, as a dedication and remembrance of the sacrifices of the persons who have gone before us. Last post signal is closing of the day in the military and at the end of our activity. We also recognize by playing the last post that our heroes are no longer with us. It's the close of their chapters of their lives. On before you, in their parade formation, are members of the entire police force, both males and females, who are out here today to make this activity a success. It came after much preparation and dedication, drilling in the sun and rain, braving the weather to make sure that they come here and pay their respects to those who've gone before us. The commander of this parade and today's activity is Superintendent Brian Lowenfield. The parade comprised 3 units, headed respectively by Assistant Superintendent Williams. The second unit, Woman Assistant Superintendent Ms. Bowen. And the third unit, Woman Assistant Superintendent Marcy Seeley. The administration of the force decided that we should do something much larger than before to pay proper respects to our heroes. That is why we've added another unit to our parade. And this is the first time we've had a complete unit drawn from immigration. Along the 4 corners of the monument here, we have the guard inspector, Inspector Lupnat, and the 4 sentries here are Sergeant 17627 Clark, Sergeant 21115 De Oliveira, Sergeant 21585 Carol Charles, and Sergeant 21718 Kippins. They are there to pay their respect closest to the monument, to ensure that our fallen heroes, their families and friends, and those who may join us in this part of law enforcement, that the organization care for its members, and regardless of the circumstances, we stand by our members and show unwavering support to all of them. The director of music with the band east of the parade is no other than Superintendent Joseph. The drum major, Mr. Troy Austin. Today, as we progress, let us cast our minds on the challenges that face us ahead in the security landscape and emulate those who have gone by because they've demonstrated courage and dedication in the face of danger to ensure that we perform our duty with diligence and courage as well to preserve security in Guyana. This doesn't mean that you're being encouraged to put yourself in harm's way to become a fallen hero, but adopt an attitude of dedication, commitment to work in law enforcement with the overarching knowledge that security is quite critical to the development of the nation. Welcome to all of you. I'll ask everyone to stand. And for the last post, all the officers will come to the salute.
Red! 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 Check!
Kindly remain standing for the 21 gun salute. We'll now observe 2 minutes of silence.
Red. Yes.
Commencing now. Thank you. We'll have another 21 gun salute.
Red. Return.
Kindly stay at attention. Thank you.
Red. Yes.
Thank you very much. We will go now to the laying of wreaths. I'll ask you to have your seats and observe. Just a bit of information for those who are new. You can access the washroom facility on these stairs, either this one or the other stairs to the west of the building. The staff there will show you where to go. So we'll commence the laying of a wreath by the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs.
Corporal 1546, June 1930. Corporal 3485, Ferdinand Mitchell, 1927. Constable 5527, Claude Allen, in 1957. Constable 5062, Leslie Hannibal, in 1958. Corporal 4683, Edward Benn, and Constable 4733, Henry Chester, in
I will also
1950.
ask
Sergeant
Retired Commissioner of Police,
5065,
Mr. Guy
Lawrence
McDonald,
Backus,
to lay a wreath as well, sir.
1961. Superintendent Derek McLear, in 1962. Inspector 4412, Whittington Rapid. Sergeant 4590, James Anderson. Constables 5611, James McKenzie. 5691, William Norton. And 7178, Kendall Michael, in 1969. Constable 8905, Michael Robinson, in 1973. Constable 8898, Kennard Nicholson, in 1973. Constables 7137, Bhagwan Prasad, and 8646, James Henry, in 1974. Constable 9002, Marty Ford, in 1974. Corporal 8250, Gavin King, in 1978. Constable 0407, John Shepherd, in 1979. Constable 10510, Lakeram Sukhio, in 1980. Constable 8818, John Tony, in 1981. Constable 16418, Adrian Williams, in 1996. Sergeant 11117, Richard Michael, in 1997. Constable 16138, Alan Higgins, in 2000. Constable 17650, Eloy Adridge, in 2001. Superintendent Leon Fraser, in 2002. Sergeant 12361 Harry Pusaram in 2002. Constable 18521 Sherman Allen in 2002. Rural Constable Andrew Atwell in 2002. Constable 15751 Raw Thomas in 2002. Lance Corporal 16987 Adrian London in 2002. Constable 11405 Outer Kisuan, and Constable 15636 Ramphal Pardat in 2002. Constable 18271 Feroz Bashir in 2002. Chief Inspector Leland October in 2002. Constable 19219 Quincy James in 2002. Constable 16840 Colin Robertson in 2002. Constable 15885 Mark Toyer in 2003. Constable 14500 Rayon Roberts in 2003. Constable 17657 Mark Yaw in 2003. Constable 18043 Nankumar Mohabir in 2003. Constable 18343 Dion Joseph in 2003. Constable 18411 Ronald Ada in 2003. Sergeant 0612 Walton Brummel in 2003. Constable 19210 Suresh Daniel in 2003. Constable 18102 Lloyd Cameron in 2003. Assistant Superintendent Richard Griffith in 2004. Lance Corporal 14177 Ramnarayan Lachana in 2004. Constable 19156 Omani Savory in 2004. Special Constable 13321 Kwesi Lawrence in 2006. Constable 17890 Micah Court in 2007. Lance Corporal 18632 Zakir in 2008. Constable 16906 Shane Fredericks in 2008. Constable 19886 Ron Osborne in 2008. Constable 18682 Oslin Glasgow in 2008. Constable 20740 Bharat Bikram Singh in 2010. Constable 19510 Marlon Letlow in 2012. Constable 21320 Leadon Era in 2012. Corporal 20196 Romain Cleater in 2013. Lance Corporal 20293 Michael Ford in 2013. Constable 18053 Sherwin Pantlis in 2013. Corporal 14996 Silbert Elias in 2014. Constable 21999 Antonio Dawson in 2015. And Sergeant 16934 Leonard LaRose in 2016. The Ghana Police Force now honors our fallen heroes who lost their lives during their tour of
beginning
duty.
with Regional Division number 1.
Corporal 1546 James Ramsey in 1913. Corporal 3485 Ferdinand Mitchell in 1927. Constable 5527 Claude Allen in 1957. Constable 5062 Leslie Hannibal in 1958. Corporal 4683 Edward Ben and Constable 4733 Henry Chester in 1959.
Followed by Regional
Sergeant 5065 Clarence Backus in 1961.
Sal Backus,
Superintendent Derek McLeod in 1962. Inspector 4412 Whittington Blackett. Sergeant 4590 James Anderson. Constables 5611 James Mackenzie, 5691 William Norton, and 7178 Kendall Michael in 1969. Constable 8905 Michael Robinson in 1973. Constable 8898 Kennard Nicholson in 1973. Constables 7137 Bagwan Assad and 8646 James Henry in 1974. Constable 9002 Audie Board in 1974. Corporal 8250 Gavin King in 1978. Constable 0407 John Shepard in 1979. Constable 10510 Lakeram Sukniyo in 1980. Constable 8818 John Toy in 1981. Constable 16418 Adrian Williams in 1996. Sergeant 11117 Richard Feikal in 1997. Constable 16138 Alan Higgins in 2000. Constable 17650 Eloy Adridge in 2001. Superintendent Leon Fraser in 2002. Sergeant 12361 Harry Kusaram in 2002. Constable 18521 Sherman Allen in 2002. Rural Constable Andrew Atwell in 2002. Constable 15751 Ron Thomas in 2002. Lance Corporal 16987 Adrian London in 2002. Constable 11405 Altar Kiswood and Constable 15636 Bramford Pardat in 2002. Constable 18271 Rose Bashir in 2002. Chief Inspector Leland October in 2002. Constable 19219 Quincy James in 2002. Constable 16840 Colin Lawson in 2002. Constable 15885 Mark Latour in 2003. Constable 14500 Rayon Roberts in 2003. Constable 17657 Mark Yaw in 2003. Constable 18043 Nankumar Mohabir in 2003. Constable 18343 Dion Joseph in 2003. Constable 18411 Ronald Ada in 2003. Sergeant 0612 Walter Bravo in 2003. Constable 19210 Suresh Anura in 2003. Constable 18102 Lloyd Cameron in 2003. Assistant Superintendent Richard Griffith in 2004. Lance Corporal 14177 Randarai Chana in 2004. Constable 19156 Omani Savory in 2004. Special Constable 13321 Quincy Lawrence 2004. 2006. Constable 17890 Micah Court, 2007. Lance Corporal 18632 Zahir Takir, 2008. Constable 16906 Shane Fredericks, 2008. Constable 19886 Ron Osborne, 2008. Constable 18682 Oslin Glasgow, 2008. Constable 20740 Paula Bikram Singh, 2010. Constable 19510 Marlon Letlow, 2012. Constable 21320 Leland Aaron, 2012. Corporal 20196 Romain Cleto, 2013. Lance Corporal 20293 Michael Ford, in 2013. Constable 18053 Sherwin Pantlis, in 2013. Corporal 14996 Silver Elias, in 2014. Constable 21999 Antonio Dawson, in 2015. Sergeant 16934 Leonard Rose, in 2016. The Guyana Police Force now honors our fallen heroes who lost their lives during their tour of duty. Corporal 1546 James Ramsey in 1913. Corporal 3485 Ferdinand Mitchell, 1927. Constable 5527 Claude Allen, 1957. Constable 5062 Leslie Hannibal, 1958. Corporal 4683 Edgar Ben and Constable 4733 Henry Chester in 1959. Sergeant 5065 Clarence Bacchus in 1961. Superintendent Derek McLeod in 1962. Inspector 4412 Whittington Bradford. Sergeant 4590 James Anderson. Constables 5611 James McKenzie, 5691 William Norton, and 7178 Kendall Michael in 1969. Constable 8905 Michael Robinson in 1973. Constable 8898 Kennard Nicholson in 1973. Constables 7137 Badwan Assad and 8646 James Henderson in 1974. Constable 9002 on board in 1974. Corporal 8250 Gavin King in 1978. Constable 0407 John Shepard in 1979. Constable 10510 Latham Superior in 1980. Constable 8818 John Tony in 1981. Constable 16418 Adrian Williams in 1996. Sergeant 11117 Richard Fikal in 1997. Constable 16138 Alan Higgins in 2000. Constable 17650 Eloy Aldridge in 2001.
We'll have the representatives of the
Superintendent
Guyana
Leon
Police
Prince
Association.
in 2002. Sergeant 12361 Harry Musalam in 2002. Constable 18521 Sherman Allen in 2002. Rural Constable Andrew Atwell in 2002. Constable 15751 Laurel Thomas in 2002. Lance Corporal 16987 Adrian London in 2002. Constable 11405 Outer Kiswood, and Constable 15636 Rambo in 2002. Constable 18271 Feroz Bashir in 2002. Chief Inspector Leland October in 2002. Constable 19219 Quincy James in 2002. Constable 16840 Colin Robinson in 2002. Constable 15885 Mark Latour in 2003. Constable 14500 Rayon Roberts in 2003. Constable 17657 Mark Yaw in 2003. Constable 18043 Nankumar Mohabir in 2003. Constable 18343 Dion Joseph in 2003. Constable 18411 Ronald Abel in 2003. Sergeant 0612 Walton Brummel in 2003. Constable 19210 Suresh Nadiram in 2003. Constable 18102 Lloyd Cameron in 2003. Assistant Superintendent Richard Griffith in 2004. Lance Corporal 14177 Ramnarai Lachana in 2004. Constable 19156 Omani Savory in 2004. Special Constable 13321 Quincy Lawrence in 2006. Constable 17890 Micah Court in 2007. Lance Corporal 18632 Zakir in 2008. Constable 16906 Shane Fredericks in 2008. Constable 19886 Ron Osborne in 2008. Constable 18682 Oslin Glasgow in 2008. Constable 20740 Bamlat Bikram Singh in 2010. Constable 19510 Marlon Letlow in 2012. Constable 21320 Leadham Aaron in 2012. Corporal 20196 Romain Cleto in 2013. Lance Corporal 20293 Michael Ford in 2013. Constable 18053 Sherwin Pantlis in 2013. Corporal 14996 Silburn Elias in 2014. Constable 21999 Antonio Dawson in 2015. And Sergeant 16934 Leonard LaRose in 2016.
Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of the laying of the wreaths. We'll go now into the prayers in the order Christian, Hindu, Muslim. I'll invite Ms. Leslie Holly Smith, Woman Superintendent of Police, to do the Christian prayer, followed by Mr. Bharat Prasad, Superintendent of Police, to do the Hindu prayers, and Mr. Dennis Stevens, Superintendent of Police, to do the Muslim prayer.
Good morning, all. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you with open hearts and ask that you accept our prayers. We ask that you continue to bless and soothe the hearts of the relatives of our fallen heroes. Continue to bless Guyana and the security services. God grant these prayers and more in your precious name. Amen.
Namaste. Om Bhargava Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Deva Sadhimati Dio Yona Prachodaya. Om Shanti, 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 Ayah.
Assalamu alaikum. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi waladdallin. Amen.
I thank the three officers for their prayers, respectively. And as for the program, I invite the first chaplain, Mr. Patrick Dulichan, to do the words of comfort.
Thank you. Good morning. Henry Kissinger once said, and I quote, "A diamond is a chunk of coal that is made good under pressure," unquote. A diamond is no more than a clump of carbon that refuses to give into pressure, intense heat and pressure, cause carbon to convert into diamond. The more a diamond is cut, the brighter it sparkles. As with diamond, so is with you today, especially those of you who are remembering your loved ones who were brutally killed in the line of duty. The more, as we look at the diamond, and as we look at ourselves today, especially those of you who are here this morning, the more you are tested and tried, the more you are cut and you are polished, the more light you will reflect. The more you overcome, the valuable you ultimately will become. The Apostle Paul, as he was writing to this church in Corinth, in 1 Corinthians chapter 16, and verse number 9, he declared, "A great door of opportunity has opened for service, but there are many adversity." As I look into the Word of God this morning, I found out today that adversity is the breeding ground for miracles. Your trials can become your passage to the greatest miracle in your life. And this is why it is very important, very, very valuable for us to understand. Try not to poison your future with the pain of the past. We are told in the scripture that Daniel, he had every reason. He had every reason to be angry. He had every reason to be bitter because of what he went through. But the scripture tells us that after they throw him in the lion's den, you and I understand, those of us who understand the Bible a little, we understand today that God took that adversity. It became a breeding ground for the success of his life. Subsequently, when he came out from the lion's den, the Bible tells us that he became the prime minister of his nation. Successful people face more crises than unsuccessful people. And no one who does anything worthwhile has traveled an easy road. This is why Paul said in 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, and he said, I was concerned that you would quit and give up because of all the problems, all the adversity you are facing. Today, I challenge us to remind ourselves that adversity are opportunities in disguise. And this is why God will allow them, so that we can grow through our adversity. You can grow through your pain and what you have gone through, and you can conquer them. Opportunity comes with adversity attached to them. And where there's no adversity, there's no triumph. One man, again, who had all the reasons to complain about his adversity was the Apostle Paul again. When he wrote from the prison, he was in Philippi. And the Bible tells us he was in prison. He had every reason to complain. When we look at his life, the persecution, the adversity, the struggle, the hardship that he went through. But Paul, he points out the opportunity he found in his adversity. Hear him. Listen to what he said. What has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel. And as a result, it has become clear that throughout the whole palace guard and to everyone else that I am in chain for Christ. He could have and he could have encouraged people who were going through adversity in Romans chapter 8, verses 35 and 37. Paul declared, he said, who can separate us from Christ? Shall persecution, shall tribulation, or distress, or famine, or nakedness, or perils, or sword? Yet, in all these things, we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. God is saying to us today that he wants to show us how we can prosper, how you can prosper in your problem. But you have to learn to prevail over adversity. On the other hand, a diamond has no worth until it has been through the crucible of intense pressure and extreme heat. I was looking at the word prevail, and it simply means to be stronger. When you prevail in your adversity, when you prevail in your struggle, you become stronger. It means to have greater power. It means to be successful. Therefore, before you are able to prevail, you must first be presented with a problem. And when you're presented with a problem, with an adversity, you must learn to overcome the problem. The Bible tells us about David. Before he killed Goliath, we are told in the scripture, he was presented with problems. In life, you have to know which battle to fight. You have to know which opposition to ignore. You have to know today that your willingness to endure present affliction equips you for success when you're facing your future difficulties. Several years ago in Middle America, there was this massive chain store that went into this particular location. They purchased the entire block, and they wanted to put up this huge business. It was said that after they purchased the entire block, they had a problem, however, a little problem. There was a small businessman who owned a little business, and they offered him to buy him out. And this businessman said, this small businessman said, I cannot do it. This is my family business. I want to pass it down to my generation. And then they said to him in a bully way, if you don't sell us out, we're going to run you up, and we're going to shut this business down. The day came when they built and they built, and they surround this little business. And when they were about to open, they had this big banner. And this banner was from one end of their business to the other. And they said, we're opening soon. This little businessman also, when he saw that, he put a banner also on his little business. And it read like this. This is the main entrance. I challenge us today that there's something that God has for you, that you only will be ready for it until you have passed through the fire. Adversity is one way that God prepare us for greatness. A life without storms, a life without challenge, is a life that is stagnated and near to death. And when God is working through our life, God will allow us to go through the storm in order to take us to a higher level. Hear this before I close. God often uses trouble as our ticket to promotion. Tribulation becomes the gate. Years ago, they said that there was a Chinese bamboo, a plant that was unique. This plant would take 5 consecutive years of cultivation before even the slightest sign of growth can occur. In 5 years, not even one sprout will appear. But then in the 5th year, something amazing happened. Within a span of 6 weeks, the bamboo would grow from a sprout to between 60 to 90 feet. During the first 4 years, the bamboo plant was developing underground, expanding its root system. This extensive root system spread and strengthened during this time, providing an incredible foundation for the tree to shoot skyward in the 5th year. Had the tree failed to build this underground network of support for 4 years, it would have been impossible for it to reach its fullest potential when it was time to push its way heavenward. Job said, how frail is humanity? How short is life? Full of trouble. Paul reminds us, anyone who belongs to Christ Jesus and want to live right will have trouble. Solomon said in Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 1, remember now your Creator in the days of your youth, before the difficult days come. And the writer in the book of Hebrews said, though he was son, yet he learned obedience by the things which he suffered. And Jesus put it this way. Jesus put it this way, that each and every one of us will have to go through adversity. But the good thing is that when God is on our side, we will be able to be victorious. Thank you.
Thank you, First Chaplain, for those words of comfort. We'll go on now to the other item in the program. I will now invite our Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Clifton Higgin, to do brief remarks.
Thank you, Chairperson, in the form of Deputy Commissioner of Operations, Minister of Home Affairs, Roxanne Ben, National Security Advisor, Mr. Jerry Lafaya, Chief of Staff, other heads of joint services, Chairman of the Fallen Heroes Foundation, First Chaplain, Commanders, members of the faith-based organizations, former commissioner, bereaved relatives, family and friends, all present, media, good morning. It's a sad day, but yet, as I listen to the sermon from Pastor Julian, it's a good day. It's a good day that we are celebrating the honor of our fallen heroes. And so today, I want us to start by observing 1 minute silence, remembering the officers who made the ultimate sacrifice for this nation. Can you stand? Silence, begin. Thank you. Please be seated. The fallen heroes who never went home to their family and friends. Indeed, safety and security are precious gifts that benefit all of us. But too often, we give little thought to the price paid for them. In 2002, the Guyana Police Force, under the tenure of the then Larry Leon Lewis, reported the monument for the fallen heroes, but became operationalized under the then Commissioner of Police, Mr. Floyd McDonough. The monument was established for fallen heroes and is dedicated to the memory and members of the force killed in the line of duty. The monument serves as a place of reflection, honor, tribute, and communal gathering for the family, friends, fellow colleagues, and the nation of the fallen. This is in light of the fact that as police officers, we are frequently exposed to life-threatening situations, not only to ourselves, but also to the grieving relatives of the deceased. Moreover, we frequently lose fellow officers to unduly death and lasting career-ending injuries, which can negatively impact our health and well-being. Henceforth, being a police officer takes commitment, as we must be able to maintain mental and moral strength to resist opposition and oppressors. And fairness of mind to protect the nation in a line of fire, and must we stand by our fellow officers in the face of danger or extreme difficulties. On the account, the Guyana Police Force recognizes the importance of honoring our fallen heroes through its Fallen Heroes Foundation, Inc., which was established in 2015 in collaboration with the Cops and Faith Community Network. The foundation provides benefit to families whose members have died in the line of duty. Such benefits include providing welfare support to family of ranks who died in the line of duty, providing financial assistance to the families of ranks who died in the line of duty, providing educational assistance to children of ranks who died in the line of duty, who are under the age of, course, 18. Further, through our guidance and respect for our fallen heroes, the Guyana Police Force will continue to provide benevolent benefits to the immediate family of deceased ranks, take responsibility for the wake for deceased ranks, and take responsibility for the funeral of the deceased tracks. Therefore, we pay tribute to the fallen heroes. Let us rededicate ourselves to upholding the passion and purpose why so bravely fought for and died, for so that others might live. Let us keep faith with your service and sacrifice while renewing our commitment to the Guyana Police Force motto, service and protection. So once again, my sincere condolences to the husband, wives, parents, children, siblings, friends, and fellow officers. All of those here today who have been touched by their lives be honored. You have been called upon to bear a special burden. And though there is no speech that can ease your pain, no tribute or salute, we honor the courage and ask you to fill your hearts with our nation's gratitude. Continue to serve with dignity and distinction, and maintain your process so we can have safer communities for us all, and we won't have to add to the list of fallen heroes. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Acting Commissioner of Police. As we continue in delivery of brief remarks, I'll invite Chairman of the Fallen Heroes Foundation Incorporated, Dr. Rafael Messiah, to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Protocol having been established, I would like to commend the Guyana Police Force for the solemnity with which this occasion has been organized. Not only the quiet and peaceful ambience that we have, but the fact that so many families of the fallen heroes and officials of the state are present. This is commendable indeed, very commendable. The sanctity of life is being celebrated today. I would like to point out in 2002, I was doing my usual duties as a parent and taking our children and children in the community to school. And as we crossed Regent Street, I remember the children having fun with the officer who was directing the traffic, and he, on that morning, it was a beautiful morning, and later on in the day, I got the news that he had been shot and killed. Constable 19219 Quincy James. I felt a revulsion deep. I don't think I knew him. But the fact that his life was snuffed out in such a horrible manner, I asked my office to purchase a wreath. And I went back to that spot and I laid the wreath. Some of my colleagues who I told of what I was going to do told me you were going to be a marked man from that day. But I wanted to make a statement that these officers should be allowed to do their work and should be respected. That day, I laid that wreath, and we are grateful to the foundation, and that we have had a wonderful pause in this expression of anger from the populace. Well, not the entire populace, from criminal elements. And we pray that this respect for life will be mutual, and all Guyanese will be able to continue to respect and honor. And the Fallen Heroes Foundation We spent considerable time, you heard the Commissioner remark, dealing with welfare and education of fallen heroes. And this is felt by the families so identified. We recommit ourselves. Allow me to identify Professor Winston McGowan, Reverend Patrick Dulichan, Mr. Victor Crimmel, Mr. Derek Anderson, Mr. Quailanda, Mohammed Quailanda, and Mr. Winston Asana. They serve with distinction, and we will continue to serve the Fallen Heroes Foundation with everything that we have.
Thank you, Dr. Rafa Messiah, for those brief remarks. I'll now invite our subject minister, Honorable Rustin Ben, Member of Parliament, twice.
Attention!
Our current Minister of Home Affairs, who is behind and fully supporting the efforts of the Guyana Police Force in his discharge of his duty. Kindly welcome our Minister to the podium by giving him a loud round of applause.
Good morning, please be seated. Thank you, Deputy Commissioner Plutus, for the introduction and the way in which this ceremony is conducted. National Security Advisor, Captain Jerry Kavaya, Commissioner of Police, Mr. Dicken, the head of the Guyana Defense Force, the representatives and head of the other disciplinary services, the prison service and the fire service, the representatives from the religious communities, the head and supporters of the Fallen Heroes Foundation for the Guyana Police Force, the officers, commanders here, and others, constables of the Guyana Police Force, and significantly the relatives and friends of our fallen heroes. We must always, of course, on this day, come to memorialize, to remember, to have introspection on the question of the service of the Guyana Police Force, and particularly at the point of danger, the question of sacrifice, the question of engagement, and the question of what is the most appropriate action to take when faced with a significant problem, a significant issue of assuring safety and security for the Guyanese nation. We are, of course, at Eve Leary, the area of historical importance to the foundation of the Guyana Police Force. Beyond the buildings, there I think are two significant memorial places. We have across the road the area in which persons in colonial times made sacrifices, perhaps more in pursuing the doctrine then which existed in respect to the existence of the colony of British Guyana. But here we are at a place, particularly more so, where I want to thank the former commissioners, former Commissioner Floyd McDonald is here, in respect of establishing this place of memory, of remembrance to those who have fallen in the line of duty. And when we think perhaps of those who have laid down their lives, one would perhaps think that in facing the unexpected, in dealing with the tragic and traumatic event and departing from ourselves, from life, what they may have been thinking, of course, one would perhaps suggest the questions of family, of self, and perhaps to a country. Why would policemen stand up, face the danger, not run away, even in the moment simply, but perhaps lay down and make the supreme sacrifice? I posit to you, surprisingly, that in these days we are defending and building and creating the environment for a better and greater Guyana for ourselves, for all Guyans. Our President Irfan Ali speaks to our One Guyana mission, ethos, doctrine, for ourselves, for all our children, for a current generation, so that together going forward, we are enabled as a country to provide a better life, better circumstances, better ambitions and vision in respect of personal and country development for ourselves. I am happy, of course, that we have another year in which we have not lost a member of the Guyana Police Force in the line of duty. But in so doing, I want to congratulate the force for the dispatch and the courage under significant challenges again in respect of the duties they have to perform to provide the service and protection that the country requires of the force. It is perhaps more a curiosity that when one hears and looks at the list of fallen police officers, that they represent somehow all of them, that each and every religion, race, and ethnicity, and if you belong to some extent, somehow is represented in this listing. And it suggests to us that we are coming to a position, to a paradigm where respect, empathy, and care for each other in the overarching national mission is the most important and significant thing for our country to go forward at this pivotal moment in its history, both from the economic and social development aspect. We, of course, while we work at improvements in the force, while we wish to identify the challenges and even perhaps where there are failures, which we have to identify as teaching moments, as moments and experiences to build on and to improve on. We do not want to have situations in which members of the force are not placed in a position for mentally, emotionally, or in relation to their duties, particularly in reckless endangerment. And so the questions of improvement in equipment, in assets, in housing, in buildings, and so on, are ones which we are working on diligently. One in which the police force and the commanders, I have to say, Deputy Commissioner Peters, have been working with us to make sure they come on stream much more quickly, and that the questions of the overall welfare of the officers and men of the Guyana Police Force is paramount in respect of the duties, of the responsibilities of the force. So I said, we do not want reckless endangerment. We want a well-equipped, well-trained, responsible Guyana Police Force. We want our policemen and women and the public too at large to recognize the service that you give to the nation, and particularly too that there is an understanding by virtue of this ceremony on whose shoulders we stand on in the force, and not simply on whose shoulders we stand on in the force, but particularly in respect of the significant sacrifice in terms of loss of life, trauma, death, and distress to their families. I want to say to the families that even more than today, the grief you bear in respect of the loss is one that the force and we ourselves have to bear personally. And I want to stand behind all the efforts by the Fallen Heroes Foundation to support the families, to make help in respect of ambitions that the children of the fallen heroes may have, the children and the relatives, and that we stand ready to make proper interventions and help in respect of the care and comfort of the families, and also too of those policemen and women who may have suffered physical disability as a result of injuries in the line of duty. With that, I want to close by thanking the Commissioner, the Fallen Heroes, for the splendid display today, and to identify that, in my view, in the continued service, the Fallen Heroes will be and must continue to be proud of us in the Guyana Police Force, and proud and satisfied that their sacrifice would not have been in vain. Thank you very much.
Have a seat, please. We'll go on for the program. I am. I vow to lead my country by the Guyana Force choir and band.
I
Thank you. I'll now invite everyone to stand
Red,
as we sing the national anthem.
General salute. Please and arms.
Thank you very much.
Arms.